It's Madden NFL 22, and today's clash of conferences is just moments away. It's the Birds and the Colts, and it comes your way next.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Just a short time ago, smoke from the pyrotechnics filled the dome as the Colts made their way out of the locker room. We're set for football as the Colts get set to match up with the Philadelphia Eagles. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you take a look at the Eagles, and this is going to be a heck of a chess match. This offense against a defense that will take no prisoners out there.
It's going to be a big-time battle, and I think that both of these teams have that mindset of, we're going to do what we do and make the other guys react to us. And we've definitely got a couple of headstrong coordinators who won't back down from a challenge. So this will be a battle of wits as much as it'll be a battle of brawn.
And the punter, Rigoberto Sanchez, ready to go, and we are underway from Lucas Oil Stadium, taking it about the 1. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. On first down, Hurts. And he will find Scott on the right side complete. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. It'll go as a loss of 3 right away, and it's second down.
Well, so much for bluffing the defensive line into thinking that they were going to be able to get to the quarterback. Instead, they sniffed out the screen pass and made a really nice play for lost yardage.
$13 yards remaining on second down. From the gun, it's Hurts. That's caught by the big tight end, Dallas Goedert. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere. And they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. And Sanders there with a first down carry that might have gotten a yard, if that. Second down.
Well, partner, I don't think it's any secret that any running back wants to be able to see a hole open so that he can gallop through it. But in this case, he had to slow down. There was really no hole there, and he took a big hit in order to get that 1 yard.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll set up to throw. Looking right side, and that's complete to Watkins. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. A big play that time through the air. 39 yards.
Well, things are looking pretty darn good on this first drive, aren't they? Came right out, set the tone, this time with a big pass play.
And if the peek behind the curtain that they gave us or their game plan, I don't think that's going to be the last one we see.
I think you're exactly right about that.
So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. They'll set up a throw. He'll have a 1st down inside the 10. Touchdown, Eagles! Quez Watkins, a 24-yard touchdown. And the Eagles drive right down the field and score on the opening drive. So that's how they envisioned it, get the football to start the game and score it.
And I don't know if that was scripted. Was it an audible? Or was it just a play call that they had in their pocket? No matter what, they had the right call on against the right defense, and they end up in the end zone.
On for the extra point, Jake Elliott. He's got it, and the Eagles lead at 7-zip. A drive that time of 6 plays, and it was capped off by an Eagles touchdown. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Here's Isaiah Rodgers to return. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. So now the Colts will get their first opportunity with the football. They'll be led out by their veteran quarterback, the MVP of the league back in 2016. It's Matt Ryan.
And when you start with listing a guy's accomplishments like Matt Ryan's, all these years in the league, near the top of the league in completions and percentage, touchdowns each and every year, has won an MVP, taken his team to the Super Bowl. You're talking about a guy who might be finished, but he still has gas left in the tank. Big right arm, great leader, the face of his franchise.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. First carry now for the former Badger, Jonathan Taylor.
Partner, I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
Nyheim Hines, his first carry. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. He's obviously a bit of a shorter running back. Sometimes when he goes up the middle like that, he gets lost in there and then he pops out for 10, 20 yards.
I actually asked NFL linebackers if that was true. Do you actually lose sight of some of the smaller running backs? And all of them confirmed that that can be a problem. Think of it this way. 2 of the top running backs in NFL history, Emmitt Smith, Barry Sanders, both 5'10".
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Now Ryan. Then he'll find his target, Woods. It's complete. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45.
And Brandon, as you know, sometimes it's a lot tougher to run with these tight ends nowadays in the NFL. They're just bigger wide receivers. He lined up on the left side of the formation, ran a drag route across the field, and tried to work his way open. He was able to make the catch, but the defenders were there, couldn't do a whole lot with it afterwards.
And a lot of talent on this Eagle defense, and you've seen it on these last 2 plays, both losses. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef, they want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. The Eagles call on the extra defensive back here as they prepare for a stop on third down. From the shotgun, Ryan. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Kaiser White.
Offensively, when you see cover two, the thought has to go through the quarterback's head. Drive the football when making throws. It's not just the deep guys covering. It's the guys underneath you have to be careful of. Drive your throw. Otherwise, you see what results? Interceptions.
So back onto the field here come the Eagles for their second drive. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. I mean, look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. That'd be ideal.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's Hurts to throw. His throw incomplete.
Well, defensively, you're over there trying to catch your breath and try not to show the offense that you're a little bit fatigued. You're right back out there after the turnover. Now they've got to work towards getting another couple of stops and forcing them into at least a long field goal situation.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Throwing is Hurts. Steps away to his left. And Hurts able to show off some of that elusiveness as he slides to the ground there and in the process picks up the 1st down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. Hurts sets up to throw it. He's got a man. It's his tight end. That's complete. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up 2nd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
After a gain of 5, they'll wind up being about a length of the football short here on 3rd down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
And for the Colts, an extra defensive back in there now on 3rd down. Sanders here as they run out of the gun. And he picks up the 1st as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line.
Good work, boys. Let's go.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? They looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there.
He'll look to throw. Touchdown! Dallas Goedert, a 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Eagles lead this now 13-0 here in the opening quarter of the ball game. They've got to be thrilled on the road right now. Touchdown, turnover, touchdown, and quickly trying to make it 14-0.
Yeah, and mentioned it already. On the road, to be able to go into someone else's house and establish a start like that, obviously your confidence rises in a big way, and you're putting some doubt in their minds.
Elliott good with a PAT. And that'll make the score 14-0. So the drive there took 6 plays. The result, Philadelphia in the end zone. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Rodgers on the return. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. Matt Ryan and the offense heading back onto the field. And he'll look to rebound from the early interception that led to 6 points the other way.
And when he threw the interception and he had to come to the sideline, I guarantee his first thought wasn't about the interception itself, but what could result. And I know he was thinking to himself, come on, defense, bail me out. Well, they weren't able to in this situation. Now he's got to go out and atone for it himself, but he can't force things.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. A carry by Taylor to start the drive. And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. You know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Here's Ryan. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Here's Ryan. He'll take a shot downfield for Pittman. And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
Out is Rigoberto Sanchez on 4th down to punt this thing. And now a fair catch called for and taken just outside the 40-yard line. Yeah, call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it.
Hurts fumbles it, and the Colts pick it up. And some room to roam now. And it's a tremendous return as they finally get him at about the 10-yard line.
And this is one of the dangers of letting your quarterback run the football. Now, look, he goes through ball security drills just like a running back does. But most of the time, the quarterback swings the ball away from his body. And in traffic, sometimes they forget to protect it.
The Colts with a first red zone opportunity of the ball game. They've got a 1st and 10 from the 10. Following the fumble recovery, it's Ryan. And that one is incomplete. And it also concludes quarter number 1. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Indianapolis with the homestanding Colts in possession as they've got it with a 2nd and 10. On the handoff, this is Taylor. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. Just a couple there on the 2nd down run. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8 situation.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who can do more than one thing. And I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll bring up 4th down. Sort of interesting going with a draw play there. Do you like that call?
I don't, but it would be a lot more powerful coming from me if I'd said it before the play actually happened, if I'd first guessed it. But look, a draw in that situation, heavy risk reward. If he walks in, it looks like a great call, doesn't it?
Yeah, instead brings up a tough 4th down. Rodrigo Blankenship for the Colts field goal. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. Blankenship's kick is good. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. So they recovered the fumble, but ultimately could not take advantage of the short field.
Definitely a lost opportunity right there. I mean, they were in prime position to put 6 on the board, ended up settling for 3.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
Let's go!
Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. And last time they coughed it up. Led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal? And they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive. A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown. But they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach will be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield and punch in the end zone without turning it over.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Now a carry for Sanders. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Call it no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. He's going deep for Brown. He's got a man, complete. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A.J. Brown, 73 yards. And the Eagles add on to their lead. But sometimes you just got to marvel at how these guys can throw the football. He gave that everything he had, and it was right on the money.
And that is absolutely demoralizing for a defense because you've got the offense on the ropes. It's 3rd down. You're trying to get off the field, and then wham. You have a letdown in the secondary, and you give up a big one.
Yeah, and that throw traveling an even 64 yards in the air. Elliott good on the extra point, and the lead is up to 18 now. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive, and it was capped off by an Eagles touchdown. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This taken in at the goal line. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. Now Jonathan Taylor and the Colts offense retakes center stage. He's just been looking for some space. I'm not going to pin it on him or the offensive line, but they need to get this run game going better.
Sometimes you just have to credit the defense. They came in with a plan themselves. So I think now you try and mix things up a little bit. Get the ball in the hands of some other people, find some other playmakers, but always let the defense believe that he's still a threat.
I was going to say, don't forget about it.
No, don't take him totally out of the game.
They'll run with Taylor to begin the drive. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
2nd down and 8. A give for Taylor running right side. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
The Colts on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 9. Ryan. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Hines. And he is going to have a Colts first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Ryan. And that is incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
Four minutes to play here in quarter number 2. Again on 2nd and 10, it's Ryan. They'll try and set up the screen to Hines. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
Now that's the kind of big play you'd like to see. This first half, it hasn't gone their way, and they could use a shot in the arm, something to perk them up a bit. And they get one here in the passing game.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Now Ryan. And that one going to be off target and incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
Here's 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, it's Ryan. This will be taken in by Michael Pittman. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half. I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball. And what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 41. Ryan will throw again. A throw on the money there to Doolin. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
On second down, it's Taylor. And he's going to take this close to the first down marker as he stopped at the Eagles' 33. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes' time, we'll hand you off to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half of action. He finds his man complete. It's Pierce. And he is going to have a Colts first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
Throwing now, Ryan on first down. This to Hines on the drop-off. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And it'll be second down. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit. But get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are. You know, make him make someone miss in the open field. Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. From the gun, it's Ryan. Over the middle, complete. It's Taylor. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. Second and 1 from the 2. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. On second down now, it's Taylor, and he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Jonathan Taylor taking it in from 2 yards out, and the Colts get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. So it was the passing game that got him down here, but closer to the goal line, it's the running game that gets him home.
Certainly appears that they lulled the defense into thinking that the passing game was going to be it the entire drive. Nice change up there going to the running game to get them over the goal line.
No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. It's up and good, and the lead is down now at 11. It's 21-10. That one was an extended drive, 14 plays all told. And it was capped off by a Jonathan Taylor touchdown. Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. Jalen Hurts in this offense trotting back out. And how about the start so far, Charles? 3 first-half touchdown passes.
And that's how you generate excitement on a team. Keep your offense moving at a really high level. And it's also how you establish leadership, by playing that well. 3 touchdown passes, that's the way to lead.
Now he's just hoping for number 4. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Hurts. And on the catch right side, this is Sanders. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Hurts. And this is caught by Watkins. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll look to throw here. Got a man, it's Brown. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. The Eagles will take their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. From the 41, Hurts. He's going to drop this down to Sanders. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. Nifty running there, but it'll come on what should be the final play of half number 1. So we've reached halftime here, and it's our visitors, the Eagles, leading this one. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, right, Brandon. Thanks very much.
We now proceed to the start of the second half.
First things first, let's get a check on the next-gen stats from that first half for Philadelphia. And they've definitely been able to exploit some holes in that opposing secondary, as they threw for close to 200 yards in those first 2 quarters.
The Colts getting the football first, and they trail here as we are back underway in quarter number 3. The drive will start at the 25-yard line here as Rodgers will not return it. Out come the Colts. They'll have it first here to start quarter number 3. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
They'll throw on first down with Ryan. He finds his man, complete. It's Pierce. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
They'll come up now on 2nd and a yard. From the gun, it's Taylor. And some room to work. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. Now it's Ryan. He's got the tight end, Mo Alley Cox. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. On 2nd down, it's Taylor, and they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now it's Ryan. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
Here's a throw right side, taken in by his tight end. That helps the completion percentage, but not much else, and now it's 3rd and 10.
Let's just make this one simple. Could he be any more open than he was on that play?
Yeah, they lost him going to the outside.
Hard to believe, because you go through your accounting on each and every defensive snap. Who's got who, what defense you're in. That was totally a blown coverage.
Now this will be swung out wide for Taylor. And they're going to get him down well short of the first, as he can only get this to the 30. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down.
How about that strategy there, Brandon? 3rd down. They just said, we've got faith in our tacklers. We'll give you the short stuff, and just decided to protect the sticks. So every time I hear fans telling me tackling's not a part of the game anymore, plays like that, I can clip and save and show them you have to tackle well if you want to be a good defense.
Blankenship's kick is good. And that'll make this an 8-point game. So a decent drive there to start the 3rd quarter. They only salvaged 3 out of it, but they inch a bit closer.
Yeah, but still lots of time to go in this one. That's why you hear that clapping on the sidelines, right? Hey, got some points. As you said, inching their way back in. Time left to go out and get that victory.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. So here are the Eagles now as they get set for their first possession of the 2nd half. Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. He'll start with a handoff to Sanders. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Another run with Sanders. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. This defense tough to run against, and those linebackers, they'll go side to side up the field, and there they get them for no gain.
If you can't get linemen upfield to the 2nd level to occupy them, they have a field day just running to the football and putting ball carriers on the ground. Not many yards after contact when they wrap up like that.
Throw left side complete to Scott. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
The Eagles send out their punter now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
And he's going to get about 7 yards on that one, up to around the 33.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
A good run got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3. They run once more with Taylor. Breaks a tackle. 62 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
On 1st down, Ryan. He finds his man, complete. It's Pierce. A gain of 6 there on 1st.
Nothing fancy on 1st down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. How about this? They'll try the option, left side. Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there. Worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it. Most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
They'll run on 1st down. Taylor, solid running on the carry, but still brought down just inside the 40. It was Josh Sweat who got him down on the defensive side.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They go to the ground again with Taylor. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we've played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Indianapolis. It's the Colts, so they've got the football, but they've got work to do, trailing here as we begin the 4th quarter. The Colts on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Draw play. This is Hines. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
Now, that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater, he just made a great play there.
One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Here we go. It's Ryan on 4th down. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked up by James Bradbury. And the Eagles force the turnover. They'll take over at their own 27. A 4th down, they felt compelled to go for it, and he throws the INT.
Yeah, he knows that you can't take a sack there, so he had to try and force one in. Now, this might not be a throw he makes if we're in the 2nd quarter, but he had to take the chance there, and this one wound up being intercepted.
Philadelphia's offense ready to go again. Another important 4th quarter series coming up. That last INT helping to maintain their slim advantage. Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10 at their own 27. They start on the ground here at Sanders. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. DeForest Buckner in on the tackle.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Here's 2nd and 9. Here's Hurts to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's 3rd down.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
The Eagles on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Throwing is Hurts. He's going deep for Brown. And that nearly the pick that they needed. He couldn't pull it in, though, and it's 4th down.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. With a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep. Try and throw some air under it and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they were unsuccessful.
The Eagles send out their punter now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. A 40-yard punt, 1 yard on the return, and out will come the offense as they take over. And the Colts coming out now. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate, and of course they'd like to forget the ending, the interception, but they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
First and 10, Taylor now. He'll be tackled shy of the 35. Shifty footwork gets him a little extra on the play. 75 yards on the ground for him so far.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now.
False start,
Expect this from the visiting team when playing indoors, but not the home team.
They're supposed to get all the advantages, right? The home crowd's supposed to help them. They forgot where they were, perhaps.
They were looking good on second down, but now they're backed up 5 yards by the false start, and it's 2nd and 8. Again, it's Taylor. Oh, he bowls over him. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game, and while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
The Colts on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. On the draw is Taylor. And he's going to be stopped short of a first down as they'll get to him at about the 33. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a 1-score game, and you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45.
Let's go. Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there. And on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing in a situation when they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously, but at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Hurts sets up to throw it. He's got Dallas Goedert, his tight end, over the middle. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on 2nd down. They'll go option to the short side. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. Well, for that being an option play, there really weren't too many options available for him, were there?
No, there weren't, and at least he was able to get back to the line of scrimmage, so they didn't lose anything, but you're exactly right. Nowhere to go.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And this is going to be incomplete.
So many times we've seen him try to escape the pocket and do something with his legs, but in this case, the pressure was too intense, and he made the wise choice to just get rid of the football and make sure no one was going to get it.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to perhaps salt this one away. And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. So that one, CD, going to make the road back a lot more difficult.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. You know they were praying on the other sideline for a miss because now, as you pointed out, a very difficult road. down 2 scores. You don't just need a touchdown. You need a chain of events to go your way. You've got to score, somehow get the ball back, and score again. The odds of that happening, not great in your favor.
After the field goal, here's Elliott to kick it away. And Rodgers will hold on to this one, and it'll come out to the 25. Indy set to go on offense once more. And the complexion of this one has changed a fair amount. That last field goal made it a 2-score game, so they need to get points out of this drive relatively quickly. On 1st and 10, it's Ryan. They'll set up the screen to Taylor. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
Well, they certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another 1st down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Colts in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Now Ryan on 1st down. Pass complete to Ali Cox. And he goes out right around the 39. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down. Short play like that in this situation this late, that's a win for the defense.
No doubt. I remember something Coach Madden used to talk about all the time. Sometimes you can't just take what the defense gives you. You have to take what you need. And in this case, the offense is taking what the defense is giving them, not what they need.
Pass complete to Taylor. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And they're going to have a 3rd down. And right now, defensively, you love that, don't you? I mean, you'll give them that play.
And they'll take it every single time. This is almost like nickeling and diming it downfield, and too much time's going to run off the clock.
Ryan now to throw on 3rd down. And incomplete on the deep ball.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a 1st down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. He finds his man, complete. It's Pierce. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Felt compelled to go for it there on 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They got it done.
And there's always a lot of pressure on a 4th down call. Doesn't matter the distance. You still have to get it done, as you noted, and they did.
One crisis averted, but they still need to move hastily. Ryan will throw again. And that's caught left side by Mo Alley Cox. They'll contain him to just 4, 2nd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
To throw again on 2nd down, Ryan. He'll find Paris Campbell. That's complete. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and of course, foot dragging.
Little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
On 3rd and 1, Ryan. And that is incomplete.
You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield, but they had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
So now here comes the field goal team for the third time today. This to get it back to a one-score game. And his kick is good. Oh, he just did tuck it into the bottom of that left corner. And that'll make this an 8-point game. So he remains perfect, 3 for 3 in the field goal department.
And it's so important for any offense to have an ace like him up their sleeve, isn't it? Because now you know what his range is, and as soon as your offense gets there, you're pretty much counting on 3 points going up on the board.
So still a little over 40 seconds to go. Time enough to put a drive together if they can get this onside kick. And the Eagles are going to recover. And that might be enough to put a bow on this one. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we've brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And he'll work this forward for about 3. It's second down. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game. Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7. Another run here with Sanders. He gets it forward for 4, maybe 5, but the flags fly. And this one could be coming back. That one whistled against a big right tackle.
You'd think being able to fire out and block it'd be a lot easier to not commit a holding penalty, but it's tough to keep those guys right in front, isn't it?
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. They'll go again with Sanders. Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this fourth quarter. Hurts going to give it to Sanders on the option. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. Now the Colts will use their 3rd and final timeout as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game. The Eagles send out their punter now as he'll come on to kick this one away. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. So Matt Ryan of the offense, down by 8, a little over 20 seconds to go. They need a touchdown and, of course, the 2-point conversion as well. Now Ryan. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's second down.
Probably time for 2 more shots, and ideally, they'd like to get to midfield or so they have a chance at a Hail Mary on the final play.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Ryan to throw. He's going to let it fly. It's caught inside the 25. And he finally goes down at the 23-yard line. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. You're wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.